Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I'm back with another video. I wanted to provide some support from the Divine Feminine deck, and the goddess energies that I pulled was Goddess Khadijah, who's the mother of believers, Goddess Freya, who is the goddess of discernment, and of course Goddess Isis, the goddess of magic. The reason I wanted to share these cards was I wanted the feminines to be in a very loving and relaxed space because many of you are feeling a lot of shifts and changes within your connection. Things just seem a little bit more gentle and peaceful, and the communication between you two, whether it has happened or not in the 3D physical, you are communicating on the fifth dimension. So many of you again are having the very realistic dreams of your counterparts. And when I say realistic, I mean that when you wake up from the dream, it lingers and stays in your mind all day, and you're able to recall all of the details as though you were physically there. And it's because you were, when you're in that dream state, you're astral projecting into another dimension to meet your twin. And the reason we do that as twin flames is we're connected as souls, but to further get into that, when we're in the earth plane, so the 3D world, we are fighting the illusion of forgetting everything that we know about ourselves and everything we know to be the truth about our divinity. So that's why twins come here with this forgetting of sorts, so that we can help heal the planet from the inside out. So the first card I wanted to share is Goddess Khadijah, who is the mother of believers. So many of you are having insights, epiphanies, and aha moments, very in-depth, intimate, romantic conversations with your counterpart that's revealing a lot of truth about the journey that you both have been on. And I feel like if this conversation has not happened yet, it's very much well on its way, because this is the shift overall that's occurring with the masculine energies. So if we look back at the last few readings that I've posted, you can really see that because of the feminine's energy of Khadijah, she's no longer wanting to put up with the illusions. She's remembering, and she's remembering because of her spiritual gifts. It says here on the card, I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. So with that energy of the feminines, getting more in tune with who they are and feeling very comfortable with it, whether their counterparts are in their physical lives or not, their understanding and knowledge of the twin flame connection has expanded to a level that it doesn't agitate or irritate the soul anymore. So many of us are moving out of that state of fear and confusion and feeling a lot more balanced in our knowing that as long as we have ourselves, our truth, our authenticity, we know what it is we're experiencing, and we don't need anybody else to validate that. And with that beautiful download of existential knowledge that we now have, so many of you feminines are very much waking up to your souls and understanding that, a lot of the twin flame concepts that you've been taught maybe don't resonate so much because your love is growing, your compassion is growing, and what that's doing for you is allowing you to let your counterpart be free and experience this life just like you're starting to do. And many of you feminines are doing this now, and you're achieving great success. You're starting to understand how to work with money. You're realizing that money is not an object, but it's an energy. Many of you are understanding the overall balance of giving and receiving. The reason I bring this up is because if you look at Khadijah, she's got that beautiful gold necklace on, she's got her hands on her hips. A lot of you are moving into that energy of just being very, very focused in the way that the masculines have been. And you're seeing a whole new side to the world. A whole new world is what I'm getting for the both of you. So he's seeing the world through the feminine's eyes, and it's becoming a lot more softer, a lot brighter. And the feminines are now tackling the structure of the masculine world and learning how to make it work for her. But she's doing it in a way that's wow, it's bringing her abundance quite easily. She's opening up to many different avenues and streams of income that she never thought was possible. And I feel for many of you feminines, you're doing it from a place of just simply being yourself, and you're having a lot of fun with this energy. So I want to move on to the Freya card because she's the goddess of discernment. And I'll read here what it says. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. And that's, if we go back to Khadijah, that's why the feminine has been creating all of this abundance. It's like breaking through all of the illusions. And if you notice, both of them have got their hands on their hips. So I feel like with Freya and Khadijah's energy, the feminines are now in a no-nonsense type of mood and energy. They're being authentic, truthful, dignified, graceful, and the bottom line is that they're expecting the same from others. And I feel like the feminines are wanting this reciprocation because we're understanding that it's not so easy to be vulnerable, but we've done it. I feel like for many of us, we've done a lot of the deep-rooted work that's been sitting there in our chakras, in our bottom systems, and it's really been addressing the areas that we've been suffering in because of others. And now with Freya's energy, we're having to discern that and bring balance to ourselves. And this also is bringing in abundance to us because our time is our money, right? Khadijah is letting us know that. Our time is our money. So wherever we exchange our time, it's taking from us. Our time is the one thing that we will never get back. We can always make more money, but Freya is teaching us to really discern where it is we use our energy and time to create abundance in our lives. I feel like 2020 is a year of putting those things into place. 2019 was about the realizations of what needs to take place. So many of you need to cut certain things out of your life in order to make room for the things that you ideally want to attract. And it makes me think Queen of Swords energy, because even though it's killing a lot of you in the heart space to let go of certain things, what you're starting to realize is that this pain is only for a period of time, and then it heals, and you feel great from making a choice for yourself rather than making it for someone else. So many of you are going forward with this type of new bravery and courage and conviction in the years to come, and it's a very attractive energy. I feel like this energy is what is making the masculines awaken to a lot of their soul purpose. I mean, the feminines are very much leading by example, by giving themselves the care and nurturing that they've so wanted in this connection, and they're realizing that in giving yourself this balance, it's so much more fulfilling than having it come from anywhere on the outside. And that's what I mean by, I feel like we're really learning to heal the world from the inside out by healing ourselves from the inside out. Lastly, I want to bring up the goddess of magic, which is Isis. And Isis is all about sacred sexuality. Where we give energy to has to be reciprocated. Otherwise, when energy is simply taken, we feel drained. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So when I feel this sexual energy come up, it really stands in line with the goddess energy of Khadijah, Freya, and now Isis, because the feminines understand that their sexuality, it belongs to them, and it's a gift, and it's okay to feel safe and comfortable in that space. You know, if you notice the Ouroboros symbol behind her with the snake eating its tail, that symbolizes a lot of rebirth. The mouth represents that womb, so the feminines are feeling very in touch with the idea of being a woman in this lifetime and what it means. Many of you are giving off that mothering energy so much more. It's like you're seeing the world in this very, very loving space. A lot of you, if you have children, it's like you can't get enough of your kids. You want to kiss them, you want to hug them, you want to hold them and squeeze them. You're feeling very loving towards your pets. Many of you are starting to feel attached to plants. And that's that sacred sexuality energy coming out, that mothering energy, because everything that, if you look at that tail and it's entering the womb, it will be birthed into something new. Every experience that we have on this twin flame journey can be birthed into something new. But it's all about how we handle those lows, because it's those lows that are the darker energies that the masculines are facing tenfold. So when it comes into the feminine space, use your discernment, use your energy of believing in your truth of who you are. And that is all you need, is yourself and your connection to source, to God, however that resonates for you. And your sexual sacredness has a lot to do with that. Your sexuality has so much strength, feminines. I see many of you using this awareness to simply feel good about yourselves. In the last video I mentioned a lot of us are getting more in touch with how we feel about our appearance, and for a long time I feel like many of the feminines really kind of like fell off the radar in terms of, you know, sprucing yourself up and looking appealing. It was like we were really going through this transformation of connecting to humanity in a way where we realized the pretenses that the feminine energy was putting up by trying to cover herself with makeup or wear revealing clothes or expose herself in a way where she was trying to validate herself or get attention. Now we're simply realizing that the feminine energy is privileged to these wonderful gifts on earth, such as makeup and clothes, adornments, to celebrate her energy and her body. But I feel like we had to go through that process in order to connect with every feminine on every level throughout the entire world, throughout the cosmos, throughout time and space, because here on earth, those are the illusions that we face, and that's why we come here to earth to learn. That's why many of you have questions about why there's so much suffering and inequality and unfairness on this planet. It's because your souls are so beautiful that you dare to come here to try to fix it and heal it. And with these cards, wrapping that message up, I feel that this is leading the way in terms of the energies right now. The feminines are very much stepping into who they are, and they cannot help but want to change the world and be of service to others. What that does to him is it draws him into her sexual energy. It draws him into being a little bit more discerning in his own life. And of course, the Khadijah energy draws him into that abundance and realizing that it's not so hard in the physical world to achieve. We just need to balance that feminine energy within us and learn to receive. So that does wrap up this reading here for you guys. I hope that helps in terms of letting you know how the masculines perceiving the feminines and where the feminines are in terms of the current energies and what's to come. A lot of harmony between you two is trying to take place. Use your thoughts to manifest what it is you want within your twin flame connection. Try to shut everybody else out and just include you, your twin flame, and that third energy, which is that love energy that's trying to heal the planet. Envision you and your twin in this third energy in a bubble and hold that steady and try to manifest what it is you want to unfold for the next few months. So again, I've got that letter for you, which is to follow this reading. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. Again, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.